Have you ever stood there, completely silent, while someone throws an insult at you, and hours later you finally think of the perfect comeback? You replay it in your head. You feel weak, small, maybe even angry at yourself. But what if I told you? The problem isn't that you're bad with words. It's that you've never been taught how to think in those moments. Before we dive in, take 1 second, hit subscribe, like the video, and most importantly, stay until the end. Because what you're about to learn won't just change how you respond to insults, it will change how people treat you, and even how you experience relationships and respect in your life. Let me tell you a quick story. A young man once approached a philosopher frustrated. He said, "Whenever someone disrespects me, I freeze. I feel powerless. I say nothing, and later I hate myself for it." The philosopher smiled and replied, "If someone hands you a gift, and you refuse to take it, who does the gift belong to?" The man said, "To the person who brought it." "Exactly," the philosopher said. "So why do you accept every insult that comes your way?" That idea is where everything begins. Because freezing isn't weakness, it's confusion. You don't know what to do because no one taught you the rules. So today, here are 10 powerful Stoic suggestions inspired by Marcus Aurelius that will completely change how you handle insults forever. First, understand this. An insult only works if you agree with it. Think about it. If someone calls you something that you know isn't true, it barely touches you. But if there's even a tiny doubt inside you, that's where the pain comes from. So, the first shift is this. Stop reacting to the words and start observing your reaction. When someone insults you, don't rush to respond. Instead, pause and ask yourself, is this true? Not emotionally, logically, because if it's not true, it doesn't deserve your energy. And if it is true, then it's feedback, not an insult. Second, silence is not weakness. Most people panic in silence. They think if they don't respond immediately, they've lost. But silence used correctly is power. When someone insults you and you just look at them calmly, it creates pressure. Not on you, on them. They expect a reaction. They need a reaction. And when you don't give it to them, they feel exposed. So next time, instead of freezing awkwardly, freeze intentionally. Look at them. Breathe. Let them sit in their own words. Third, detach your identity from other people's opinions. This is where most people fail. You think someone's words define you, but they don't. People speak from their own fears, insecurities, and experiences. Someone who insults you isn't revealing who you are. They're revealing who they are. Once you understand this, something powerful happens. You stop taking things personally, and when nothing is personal, nothing has power over you. Fourth, prepare your mind before the moment. The reason you freeze is simple. You're trying to think under pressure. That rarely works. Marcus Aurelius believed in mental rehearsal. Imagine situations before they happen. Picture someone insulting you. Now visualize yourself calm, controlled, unshaken. When the real moment comes, it won't feel new. It will feel familiar, and familiarity kills fear. Fifth, use short, controlled responses. You don't need a perfect comeback. In fact, the more you try to be clever, the more pressure you create. Instead, keep it simple. Phrases like, interesting. Okay. Noted. These aren't weak responses. They're controlled responses. They show you heard the insult, but you're not affected by it. And that is intimidating. Sixth, control your body, and your mind will follow. When someone insults you, your body reacts first. Heart rate increases. Muscles tense. Breathing changes. That's why you freeze. So instead of trying to control your thoughts, control your body. Slow your breathing. Relax your shoulders. Stand still. This sends a signal to your brain, you're safe. And when your body is calm, your mind becomes clear. Seventh, stop trying to win the moment. This is a trap. Most people think they need to destroy the other person with words, but that mindset makes you emotional, and emotional people lose control. The goal is not to win the argument. The goal is to maintain your composure, because the person who stays calm always has the upper hand. Always. 8th. Understand the motive behind the insult. People don't insult you randomly. There's always a reason. Maybe they want attention. Maybe they feel threatened. Maybe they're projecting their own insecurity. When you see the motive, the insult loses its meaning. It becomes predictable, and predictable things don't scare you. 9th. Practice delayed responses. Here's something most people don't realize. You don't have to respond immediately. If someone insults you and you genuinely don't know what to say nothing, walk away, and if needed, respond later, calmly. Power isn't in speed, it's in control. 10th, and this is the most important one, build a life where insults don't matter. If your self-worth depends on other people's opinions, you will always be vulnerable. But if your confidence comes from your actions, your discipline, your values, then no insult can shake you, because you already know who you are. And when you truly know who you are, you don't need to prove it to anyone. Let's go back to that young man. After learning these principles, he didn't suddenly become a master of comebacks. Something more powerful happened. He stopped needing them. The next time someone insulted him, he paused. He looked at them, and he simply smiled. Not out of arrogance, not out of fear, but out of understanding. Because he realized something most people never do. The moment you stop reacting, you take back control. And here's the truth. Most people won't tell you respect doesn't come from having the best words, it comes from having the strongest presence. When you don't flinch, don't chase approval, don't react emotionally. People feel it. They may not understand it, but they feel it, and they treat you differently because of it. So the next time someone throws an insult at you, don't rush, don't panic, don't try to be clever. Just remember, you don't have to accept every gift that's handed to you. Sometimes, the strongest response is no response at all. And when you master that, you don't just stop freezing, you become unshakable. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.